Countless women who heard the news were green with envy. Everyone was wondering who the lucky woman was, the one whose man would drop millions in a single night to book the entire Sky Garden just to show her how much he loved her. A lot of people couldn't wait for the big day to finally see who it was. To keep his identity a secret, Charlie had Isaac make special arrangements for the entire Sky Garden. He was also really looking forward to their anniversary. He wanted to give Claire the grand wedding they never had. Early the next morning, Charlie left the house and headed to a dealership. He had a bank card with $10 billion on it that he hadn't really used yet. This time, he was going to buy Claire a nice, respectable luxury car. His first thought was to go all out and buy her one of the top luxury cars. But after thinking it over, he realized a car that expensive would be hard to explain. Besides, Claire had always been a low-key person. Even if she owned a car that fancy, she'd probably never be comfortable driving it. So he decided to get his wife a business sedan worth around $500,000. It would be impressive, but not too flashy, and more practical. She wouldn't be so worried about it getting scratched or dented. It was the kind of car a lot of business people drove, so it had a good reputation. Plus, it was a roomy sedan, perfect for his wife. When he got to the car showroom, he parked his little e-bike by the door and walked inside. A few salespeople inside saw a customer walk in, and a couple of them started to head over. But then a woman in the back said quickly, "Hey, that guy pulled up on an e-bike. He's probably just here for the free AC and Wi-Fi. Just ignore him." As soon as they heard he came on an e-bike, the other salespeople lost interest. Lately, with the hot weather, they'd been getting a lot of broke people coming in just to hang out in the air conditioning. Sometimes they'd even sit in the show cars and refuse to leave until security had to escort them out. It was a huge annoyance for the sales staff. Charlie, on his e-bike and dressed in his regular clothes, didn't exactly stand out. He didn't look like someone who could afford a car. Nobody paid any attention to him, but Charlie didn't care. He walked right over to the display area for the model he wanted and saw that the price ranged from around $300,000 to over $600,000. The model over $600,000 was the top of the line, the extended executive version. Honestly, the car looked really good. The price of over $600,000 wasn't too outrageous, and he figured Claire would be okay with it. So he spoke up. "Do you have the top-of-the-line sedan in stock? I'd like to buy it now." The salespeople all looked at him like he was an idiot. One of them said with a sneer, "Did you even see the price? Did you count all the zeros?" Charlie frowned and looked at the salesman. $618,000. Yeah, I saw it. The man scoffed. "You saw it? Are you dreaming? Can you actually afford it? We bring out the bill, you have to swipe your card. And with everyone watching, it's going to be pretty embarrassing when you can't pay." Charlie asked coldly, "Are you sick or something? Did you forget your meds this morning? You want me to call 911 and have an ambulance take you away?" The salesman just grunted. "Yeah, right. Don't try that with me. Believe me, I can have security throw you out of here in a second. Just some broke guy who came in to freeload off the AC and Wi-Fi, pretending to be a big shot." Instead of getting angry, Charlie just laughed. He asked the salesman, "If you sell this car, what's your commission?" The guy said dismissively, "I'd make $10,000. Charlie nodded. "Well, you just lost $10,000. With that, Charlie turned and walked out. On his way, he passed the store manager who was just coming in. The name on his badge read, "Wib, Sales Manager." Charlie stopped him. "Are you the person in charge here?" "Yes," Wib nodded. "How can I help you?" Charlie pointed back at the rude salesman. "You should probably fire that guy. As long as he's working here, he's just going to hurt the business of your car dealership." When the salesman heard this, he ran over. "Manager Wib, don't listen to his nonsense. This guy's crazy. He just came in to use the free AC." Charlie just smiled. "If I'm just a bum, you'll see." After saying that, he walked out and went straight to the showroom next door. As soon as he got to the store, Charlie spotted one of the most luxurious models, a 760. It was the top-of-the-line model of the 7 Series, the most expensive model the brand makes. It had a 12-cylinder engine, which was incredibly powerful, and the inside was just pure luxury. He was feeling angry now. Did those idiots really look down on him? Fine. He decided he would buy this car just to show them. After all, he had more than enough money. So he walked right up to the salesperson and asked, "This car, can I drive it off the lot today?" The young woman was stunned. "Sir, this car just got to the showroom today. Are you sure you want to buy it?" "Yes," Charlie nodded. "I'm sure. Let's run the card." "What? This car is $2.6 million. The salesperson was completely speechless. She'd been selling cars for a long time and had never seen a customer just walk in and ask to swipe their card without even a test drive. Was this guy just messing with her? Charlie smiled. I know, I saw the price. Just tell me if you're selling it or not. Sell it? Of course we'll sell it, the young woman said excitedly. Right this way, please. Just like that, she led him through the process. Charlie swiped his card, paid, and got the keys, all in one quick move. When the $2.6 million car rolled out, the people back at the previous brand's dealership looked absolutely stunned. Charlie drove the car right up to the entrance of the store, popped the trunk, tossed his e-bike inside, and then drove off with a flourish. The salesman who had looked down on Charlie was speechless. Manager Weeb, standing right next to him, said with a cold expression, "Go to HR and get your final paycheck. You're fired." Manager, get out. The other employees at the dealership were also completely shocked. Damn, nobody would have guessed that the guy on an e-bike was so loaded he'd just drop over $2.6 million on a car and buy it on the spot. The salesman who had insulted Charlie was filled with regret. Not only had he lost a huge customer and tens of thousands in commission, but he'd also lost his job. If only he hadn't been so quick to judge. As Charlie drove the car away, he started to feel that maybe he'd been a little impulsive. He wasn't worried about the money, but the car was just so expensive. How was he going to explain this to Claire? $2.6 million doesn't just fall out of the sky. After thinking about it, a great idea popped into his head. He drove to a roadside auto body shop and spent $20 to have the owner swap the 760 emblem for a 521 from the same manufacturer. Both series looked very similar. The main differences were on the inside, so most people couldn't tell them apart just by looking, except for the emblem on the back. Charlie drove the car, thinking to himself that Claire didn't know much about cars and wouldn't pay close attention anyway. If he told her it was a different model, she probably wouldn't know the difference. The owner of the auto body shop smacked his lips and thought to himself that the guy seemed honest enough, but he clearly had a sneaky side. Deliberately changing a top-of-the-line 760 car to look like a modest 520, he must be a wolf in sheep's clothing. After sorting out the car, Charlie remembered that his friend Darren White's restaurant was having its grand opening at noon today, and he still needed to get him a gift. He remembered how Darren was the only classmate who was ever really good to him back in college, so he drove straight to a large art consignment shop and spent $200,000 on an early painting by an early American artist named Harvey Pike. Harvey Pike wasn't very famous, so most people wouldn't recognize his work. He bought the old painting for two reasons. First, he wanted to give Darren a meaningful, substantial gift. But second, he didn't want anyone else to know how much the painting was actually worth. He figured if anyone asked, he could just play it off and say it only cost a few $1,000s. By the time he bought the painting, it was almost noon. Charlie called his wife Claire and told her he would pick her and Elsa up from the Emgrand group. When he pulled up, Claire saw that Charlie was actually driving a new car. She stared at Charlie, dumbfounded, and asked in shock, "Where did this car come from?" Charlie smiled. "I bought it, for you." "You bought it?" Claire was even more surprised. "Where did you get the money?" "From my personal savings," Charlie said. "Look, I've been with the Wilson family for so long, and I didn't spend a dime when we got married. All these years, I've eaten their food, lived in their house, and used their stuff. Is it really so strange that I managed to save up some money of my own?" Claire replied, "But if you saved money, you should have kept it. Why would you buy such an expensive car? This must have cost $400,000. Charlie smiled and said, "You're my wife. If I'm not going to spend my savings on you, who would I spend it on? Besides, you're a director now and you don't have a car. It doesn't look professional and people will talk." At this time, Elsa also chimed in. "Claire, you really do need a car for work. This one is perfect for you. Charlie is obviously thinking about you, so you should be happy." Claire nodded, very moved. "Charlie, thank you." Charlie gently squeezed her hand and said with a smile, "Hey, why are you being so formal with your husband?" After speaking, he turned to both of them and said, "Let's head straight to Darren's restaurant." Claire quickly asked, "Did you get him a gift?" "I bought one," Charlie said. "I got him a painting." "A painting?" Claire asked curiously. "What kind of painting?" Charlie said, "It's one of those old-looking paintings from the vintage market. I think it's a painting of pomegranates, which are supposed to symbolize good fortune, wealth, and prosperity. It seemed nice, so I bought it." Claire asked, "How much did you buy it for?" "A few thousand." Claire nodded and said with a smile, "Then you probably got ripped off. You can't buy any real ancient paintings for just a few $1,000s. Charlie said with a smile, "It doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts. The gesture is what's important." Claire nodded in agreement and said, "You're right. It's the sentiment that matters. Let's go straight to the restaurant now." Darren's new